Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Thursday, July the 7th, 2022, Throne Thursday. Today we're pulling from the Game of Thrones Tarot cards. So within the Page of Spears, when I was pulling for IG, they were saying regrowth in a situation. Makes sense when they're talking about someone coming back into our life from before and saying that, maybe they're trying to rekindle something here, or it's just, maybe it's, hopefully it's just a friend situation, but, you know, when someone shows us who they are, we have to take that to the bank. We have to be like, they say people change and everything, and I thought the same thing. I went against my judgment, and it's like time and time again they were showing me who they were, and I was like, oh, it's this, it's that. No, it's who they are. We're having the Seven of Coins, a time of reflection. I feel like, especially with Temperance in reverse, it's finding that balance and not going so far in the past that it makes us depressed, and not going so much in the future that it makes us anxious. I know, I feel like this is why I stay away from the news, period. Um, I know someone was sending me certain things. I think I brought it up or something like that. And it makes you anxious because it's just like, how can you even fathom that situation? Because it's so overwhelming, you know? And it's like, in my case, it's like looking to rent a bigger place. And it's just like, it's more than I'm making a month. And it's like, who can afford that? You know what I mean? It's making it more difficult for anyone trying to thrive. And I feel like it's like, some people, it's like if you feel defeated, but it's like you can't. You got to keep going. And one thing Spirit had brought to my attention is like, think about 5.5 years ago when you didn't have, 10 cents to rub together. You had nowhere to go with the kids. It's like, the universe saw us through. In my case, God. You know what I mean? Um, so it's just like, even though it looks like a certain way, we cannot discount our manifestations. Remember, we were talking about the power to manifest. We can't discount our work drive, how we make things happen. You know, and I feel like, forced to be reckoned with is what they're saying. You know what I mean? With the Wheel of Fortune, with the light of the situation, look at the light. It's like the sun is behind it. It's like this powerful time for stuck situations to get moving. That's what I'm saying. Don't discount. Even though it looks a certain way, you never know what the universe is going to bring into your life. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you can't count out certain things. Obviously, with no harm to none, we've been getting certain situations come to our attention, about financial endeavors. That's what I'm saying. It's like we don't know what's going to happen here. With Temperance, I feel like it's a balancing that. Exactly what I was saying. Don't go so far in the past that you make yourself depressed. Don't go so far in the future you make yourself anxious. Live in the present moment at this time. The situation is what it is, but it does not say that that's going to be that situation forever. Keep working hard, keep saving your money, keep doing whatever you want to try to bring here. I was talking about my girlfriend where, and a lot of us healers, I know we all felt that pain where it's like, and we're understanding where it's like, we know that, when you have to make a choice between a luxury item and paying the rent or feeding your kids or whatever the situation, buying gas, it's like, you know what I mean? We are going to be trumped. And I would hope and pray that they would trump us. That is the best logical thing to do. You know what I mean? And, a lot of us have to work a job on top of doing healing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like in that way, especially going to the Seven of Pentacles in that way, if you're passionate about something and you keep making time for it because that's where you thrive, that's what gives you life, that's what you were meant to do. The money will follow. It may not come today, it may not come tomorrow. Maybe you're getting small increments, but it will lead to something. Though my one girlfriend with the tumblers, I was like, carry extra tumblers in your bag because she has like a tote bag she carries. And I'm like, go to the small shops. And I said, when you guys are out on the weekends and stuff like that, if you see a small boutique, tell them, would you mind carrying, a couple of my tumblers? Show them what you have. Let them choose what they want and see if they sell, and then and make an agreement. How long were we going to do this? We kept on talking about verbal contracts turning into a legal contract. And I'm like, this is an opportunity. And I said, it's hot out. Everybody's always carrying tumblers. Everyone is being more environmentally aware of their carbon footprint. Why should I use a single use item when I can use, get something that's multiple use? You know what I mean? Plastic and metal. So, you know what I mean? I just says like, there's certain ideas. I was like, do a live TikTok on how you make the cups. She's just nervous she'll screw up on camera, but you know what I mean? I feel like we all have that anxiety, or like no one will watch. You know what I mean? But it's like you never know where the audience is going to come from. So just ideas how to help her out in that sense. But it's just like, if you feel like if you're still cutting out time for it, which she does, and I'm like, you're always drawn to it, and I'm like, you get new creative ideas. It's a creative outlet for her. I said that's what's important, and they keep selling, and I'm like, it's not where she was before, but she'll get back there. You know what I mean? It's like we got to keep trying. We can't let them sit there and dictate our life, because it's like they keep trying to hammer us down. You know what I mean? Everything keeps going up, and they're like, oh, we'll up minimum wage. Well, how many benefits that, CPP, child tax credit, whatever else benefits are out there, disability, I guess old age pension, none of that has gone up. But everything else has gone up. Like $10 for butter. Like, are we importing our cows now? You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's where it's just like you got to take it down a notch. Things that give you anxiety, like me, I can't watch the news. There's just there's too much. You know what I mean? So it's just like finding that, and it's like, you have changed your perspective. You're knowledgeable of this. You know how to how to ground yourself. And I think that's very important at this time. I feel like this is a very powerful magnetized time, and I feel like that's what Spirit is also highlighting of this magnetized time of like, manifestation, so definitely take advantage of it. I know, trust me, I'm the same way. It's like I'm recalibrating right now, and it's just like trying to get used to a certain situation. There's certain things that are happening, and it's just like, ugh, why can it never be a smooth transition? That's life, but all we can do is keep moving forward. So Page of Spears, great news, creativity, ideas, friendship. So I love the fact of creativity, especially talking about my girlfriend there. As a person, a page is as a young individual, male or female. So I feel like in this case, they're talking about like your workspace. You know how you get summer help? Like they were showing with RDM, we had like the office people would bring their kids in and they would work for the summer. And one thing I really loved was one of the gentleman's sons came in and we hit it off immediately. Most amazing energy, most amazing person. And it was just like, I always look forward to my day because I knew he would be there. If he was late, I'm like, oh, he's not coming in. And then they would show up late and car trouble or something like that. And but it made the summer go by so fast. You know what I mean? It was nice. It was a nice break, from everything. We still got our job done. We made an excellent team working together and stuff like that. But, just to kiki and stuff, it was nice. So I feel like in that sense, I feel like there's going to be like an icebreaker, like you talk about like maybe a TikTok or TV shows or something like that. And it breaks the ice. And that's what, gets you to like open up. And I feel like this could be someone that ends up being a friend, so definitely sit there and give them a chance. That's why I always say, don't overlook people because of their age. Applied to a situation, the card means good news and often shows a young situation such as a project in development. So, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's like, that's where I feel like the Seven of Pentacles and Temperance. I feel like it's like, just because it looks like this right now, doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. You know what I mean? You keep putting the work in, you keep doing the drive. I know some people are like, oh, why are you doing that? It doesn't matter. Their opinion doesn't matter. It's your life. You do what matters to you. You know what I mean? I just feel they're saying get paid for your time. Absolutely. But I feel like it's like, whatever makes you happy at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So particularly with writing in the arts, you may connect with old friends or talk about new ideas. So this is a creative, sociable time. And I feel like, new energy is coming into the situation. That's where I feel like, like the summer help, like, you just get along with someone's kid or something like that, and they're saying like best friend's kid, you know what I mean? So maybe it's just like, life has been so busy, you guys don't really connect on that level, but I feel like, they kind of go under your wing and it's just like, an extension of your friend because it's like now you met their, young adult child and it's just like, dang, like another reason why we can be connected because I connect with your kid, what an amazing energy, teaching you new things. So 7 of Coins, potential, effort, expansion, result. So I love that potential. Talking about young situations, like I know I encourage my kids that like when I see them they're really good at something, I'm like you should keep going with that. You're really good at that. They're every time like it always go in awe when I see them draw, and it's like I remember them drawing stick figures, and now they draw these amazing detailed drawings, and especially my youngest, he'll sit there and he puts like tape on the back of it so it doesn't get ruined, and he does stop motion with them and stuff. It's really cool. It's just like damn, it's just I love seeing them in their element. It's just mind blowing. Seven shows potential success. So when we think seven, enlightenment, right? We have the hangman right there, crown chakra. We have the wheel of fortune. The universe is telling us, the bright situation moving in a positive way is coming. So I love that. If you're expected better results by now, don't spend too much longer analyzing. If you're in the right business or have made the right choices, the seven shows you will succeed eventually. The card is to keep the key. Excuse me, not the card. The key is to keep going and put in constant effort, even when work is tedious. And don't turn back. That's what you got to keep doing. You know what I mean? It's like keep putting in the effort, keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about what anyone else says. You know what I mean? People are always going to have an opinion. What do they say? People are like buttholes. Everybody has one. They obviously use a different word, so I'm not trying to offend anyone. But we have the Wheel of Fortune, and this is where I feel like a positive omen is here. Stuck situations get moving. That light force. I definitely feel like you're a light to be reckoned with. So, fate, destiny, divine law, opportunity, luck, change. Everything improves when the Wheel of Fortune arrives in readings. Finances, work, home life, career, relationships. Where we were just talking about the Seven of Pentacles. Even though it's tedious, it will improve. That's what I'm saying. A stuck situation is going to get moving. So even though it feels a certain way, it will get moving eventually. You know what I mean? I feel like it just takes that one person to get their eyes on you. They want to see if you'll put in that sustained effort. You know what I mean? Are you easily wavered by certain situations? You know what I mean? I don't feel like they're testing you. It's just like if you're showing your endurance. You benefit from chance meetings. What was I just saying? And reconnect with people who live far away from you. Opportunities for success come your way. The card invites you to manifest your wishes through affirmations and actions. We were just talking about that all week. To broaden your knowledge. Overall, you gain a wider perspective on your place in the world. Psychic work. In the world. Sometimes we overlook ourselves. Not all of us are full of ourselves. We overlook ourselves, and it's just like we're on everyone else. Like I was saying, earlier in the week, Monday or Tuesday, someone had a complete stranger, thank you for being so kind and giving me the most kindest, sweetest compliments. I don't even hear that kind of stuff from people that have been in my life my whole life. You know what I mean? And it's just like this stranger, and she's like, do me a favor. She's like, never, don't ever lose your kindness. And I was just like, yep, no worries, So it's just like, even though like you don't resonate with everybody, it's like, what the biggest compliment from someone I don't even know, and to give that compliment. So balance, adjustment, resources, guidance, choices, moderation, reconciliation. So we're getting a lot of, coming back together. So reduces to 5. So change and transformation. The number of tests, adjustment, and choices. So you're in danger of becoming emotionally overwhelmed as love, career, and money issues cause tension. So I feel like this is where emotionally, because you could see like he's in a work atmosphere, like he's in the library and he's gaining knowledge in the sense how to win the war, with Dragon Glass. But I feel like this is work. I feel like this could be a work-love situation. This could be a work, when they say tensions arise, it's like maybe you feel like you're, being overlooked. But it's just like, take your emotions out of the situation. What's going on? Maybe it's busier than it's usually been. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a lot going on. So it's like, maybe you're used to having people more hands-on with you, but it's just like, it's just the wrong timing. Sometimes we need more sleep. Sometimes we just need to do something that's grounding for us, like a meditation. They had mentioned that earlier in the week. What are things that we can do to ground ourselves so we don't misplace that energy? The card can also show you're living too much in the past or in the future. Pay attention to what you can change now. I feel like it's not even what can you change now. Just ground yourself and say, you know what? Even though the situation looks like this, does not mean I'm going to be here the rest of my life. Things could change on a dime, and I am living proof. And that's where I could talk from a place of experience, where it's just like I said earlier. I had no idea where we were going to live. I had no idea where we were going to land. I had no idea of anything. I couldn't even think straight for 5 minutes, because with the shock and the widow fog and my nerves were shot. It was just like, the grief, my part of my soul was missing. It's just like, it was so much all at once, and then people adding to it, unnecessarily adding to it. You know what I mean? So it's like, like I said, that situation doesn't last forever. And that was like worst case scenario. So it's just like, that's where I'm saying, like, got to sit there and ground yourself, and the universe will send you positive guidance where it's just like, you're on the right path. Just because it's tedious right now doesn't mean like it's going to be that way forever. Just keep going. The reverse asks you to rethink an objective. It may be unrealistic. I feel like this is in the sense of where they're talking about unrealistic is with a relationship. I feel like it's just like they were showing where I was with someone and it was my karmic debt, and it turned out that I wasn't even the main one. I was at the side, and I was just in shock when I found that out. And that was hard for me to get my head around. How could I not see that? But obviously as soon as I knew that, it's like, all makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel like, it is what it is. I feel like it's just a temporary thing. I feel like, you will eventually, if it is a relationship wise, you will eventually end up together. But that's where I feel like some things have to take place here. And it's not wishing them, that they would fall apart. It was already fallen apart from before. But, why add fuel to the fire? Let it play out the way it's supposed to play out. A broader interpretation is wasting your time. You may need to walk away rather than wait much longer for a decision to be made. I feel like, this is where in the sense where you're with someone and they're married. And they're married. And it's just like, they're never going to leave their wife. They always tell you, you've been with them for 7 years. They're showing the number 7. 7 years, 7 months, and it's like, that, if it was going to happen, it already would have happened. You know what I mean? It's just, they think the grass is greener somewhere else. So they're getting the attention or whatever they need from you, and then they go back home. It's like you're fulfilling it. Whatever they were missing, you're fulfilling it now. Maybe, they're busy with the children and everything else. They don't have time for the other thing. And you fulfill that part. So it's like they're having their cake and eating it too. So why would they sit there and change anything when they're fulfilled? So that's where it's like, you got to say, well, am I fulfilled? Clearly you're not. So it's time to be like, do I settle for this or do I move on? So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Thursday, July the 7th, 2022. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.